Have you ever sabotaged yourself on your weight loss journey? I know for me, there have been so many times that I promised myself I'd start fresh on Monday, only to blow it by the time the next weekend rolled around. Or I'd be making progress, and then a lunch date or a weekend barbecue sent me spiraling right back to my old weight gain habits. Wherever it happens, sabotage is one of the biggest reasons people never reach or never keep their weight loss goals. Today, we're talking about self-sabotage on your weight loss journey, but not the way you think. Because the win isn't never slipping up. It's how to prevent it or how to recover quickly when you do. And before we dive in, if this resonates with you, make sure you hit like and subscribe. I drop lessons about metabolism, dropping stubborn weight, and keeping it off for good. Plus, it's the best way to tell the algorithm to share this message. So if you're still watching this, then you know the moments I'm talking about. You promise, I'll start Monday, and then it's Tuesday and you're already off plan. Or you go to the office and cake shows up and you say yes to it just to be polite. Or it's 10:30 p.m., you're in front of the pantry and the I deserve it voice is loud. Or you're inches from your goal and you celebrate early and you lose a week. But here's the truth. These moments aren't failures. They're forks in the road. Because sabotage doesn't just happen when you're almost done. In fact, most people never get that far because sabotage shows up at the beginning, the middle, and everywhere in between. And if we don't understand what's happening, it will keep knocking us off track. Because that one choice from sabotage can become a spiral when guilt takes the wheel. So this video gives you a simple 3-step protocol to stop the spiral in minutes so your results compound even when life gets messy. First, in the aftermath of sabotage, take a breath and realize that you're human. And the truth is, nobody does this perfectly. Perfection sounds noble, but it creates an all-or-nothing mindset. All-or-nothing thinking says things like, I messed up my lunch, so the entire day is ruined. And that one thought turns a slip into a slide. What creates real results is not perfection, so let go of that. Instead, focus on consistency and replace perfection with a metric that I like to call time to recovery, or how fast you return to intentional action after a slip. If you can shrink the recovery time from days to minutes, your results skyrocket. Now, let's talk about why sabotage happens. When you decide to lose weight, you are not just changing your food. You're actually building a new identity. And for me, in the beginning, the idea of identity was really abstract. It was hard for me to grasp it. So for those of you that feel the same, let me share how I define identity. Identity is the story I believe about myself. It's built from the thoughts I think most of the time, which drives the behaviors I repeat most of the time, the groups I belong to, and what roles I embody. So for me, that could be doctor, could be coach, could be business owner, and this shapes how I see myself and how I act. So let's plug this identity definition into weight loss. When I start my journey, the current beliefs about myself might be things like, it's so hard to lose weight, or I've never been that good at dieting. I'm too busy to lose weight right now. It could extend to my family. Everyone in my family is big. Or I was just born this way. Or I've always been overweight, just like my mom. See how these thoughts will now drive my behavior, who I hang out with, and the roles I have to play daily? And the truth is, the old identity doesn't want to die. It's comfortable. It's familiar. So in short, it's the conflict between the new and the old identity that's the sabotage. And the sabotage is not random. It's your old identity pulling you back into what feels safe, even if it means destroying your health or your goals. So when we're on a weight loss journey, it's really a battle between the old identity and the new identity. So if thoughts really are the driver of identity, then for me, this battle usually shows up as 2 types of thoughts: intentional thoughts and impulse thoughts. Intentional thoughts. These are the ones that are aligned with the new identity. And examples are thoughts like, I follow my plan. I keep my word. I move towards my goal. I eat healthy foods. I move daily to keep my body strong. Impulse thoughts, those are the flashes from the old identity, and we'll think sabotaging thoughts like, just eat the fries. I can start over tomorrow. One more won't matter. I need to fit in. I need to rest more than I need to exercise. I've already blown it, so I might as well just keep going. I call these impulse thoughts because I wasn't deliberately trying to think them. They just sort of showed up or flashed in my brain. And impulse thoughts can feel particularly powerful or overwhelming in the moment because of dopamine. So if impulse thoughts are the voice of sabotage, dopamine gives the voice a microphone. So it could be things like the smell of pizza, the sight of wine glasses, the social energy of friends ordering dessert. These cues trigger a dopamine response in your brain, and dopamine screams, "This is going to feel amazing right now." And then the intentional thoughts get drowned out by a wave of impulse thoughts. That's why sabotage can hit at any point of a weight loss journey. At the start, dopamine makes quitting feel easier than starting. In the middle, dopamine makes indulgence feel better than consistency. And near the end, dopamine can convince you to celebrate early and undo your win. The key is learning how to pause this and ask yourself, is this thought intentional and aligned with my goal, or is it just an impulse flash from the old identity? Questions to ask yourself could look like this. Did this choice exist on my plan an hour ago? Would future me thank me? If the answer is no, then it's an impulse thought. Also, red flags to listen for in the thought itself are things like, just this once, I'll overcorrect tomorrow, or I deserve it because, or I can't help it because. So now that we've identified the impulse thought, how do we neutralize it? That's where I use something called emotional freedom technique. Also known as EFT or tapping, emotional freedom technique is the light tapping with your fingers on different acupressure points around the body while you use the voice that you're feeling. The combination of tapping and speaking the impulse thought out loud calms the nervous system, interrupts the impulse, and gives you the space to make an intentional choice instead of an impulsive one. And I know it sounds woo-woo, but here is what the science actually says about tapping. In clinical studies, EFT has been shown to reduce cortisol, your stress hormone, by between 24 to 37%. It's been shown to reduce cravings by as much as 74%. People report lower anxiety, better mood, and even improved physical health markers after tapping sessions. So, if you are catching yourself before the sabotage occurs, step 1, identify the impulse thought, give it a number of intensity from 1 to 10, where 10 is the highest. Step 2, for 60 to 90 seconds, do 1 to 2 rounds of emotional freedom technique or tapping. Step 3, rate the impulse again. In most cases, it is significantly lower, if not completely neutralized. And step 4, now you make the choice based on intention, not impulse. This could be avoiding the sabotaging behavior altogether and staying on your plan, or modifying the behavior and then jumping back on plan. So think 1 drink instead of 3, 1 or 2 bites of the dessert instead of the whole thing. But either way, it is now an intentional thought. It is not reacting on impulse. So let's go through the EFT protocol so that you can see how easy it is. The sequence is actually quick, 90 seconds. Start at the karate chop point on the side of your hand below your pinky and gently tap with your fingers and say, even though I, whatever the urge is, I totally love and accept myself. So for example, even though I really want to eat all of the chocolate cake, I totally love and accept myself. We say this because we want to neutralize feelings of shame, guilt, or failure, which often drives the sabotage to become long-term. Now, we'll move through the acupressure points on the body, tapping 7 to 10 times per point while repeating the sabotaging thought. Point 1 is above the eyebrow, close to the nose. And I might say, even though I really want to eat this cake. Then I'm going to go to the side of my eye or my temple. Even though I just want to quit this diet. Then I'm going to go right under the eye, again, close to the nose. I know my old identity just wants control. Then I'm going to go to the Cupid's bow, the spot between my nose and my mouth. My nervous system is loud, but I'm safe to pause it. Then I'll go to the dip right under my mouth and tap just above the chin. So even though I have this urge to eat the chocolate cake, then I'm going to go to the collarbone close to the neck. I can choose my next step. I'm going to go next under my arm on the side of my body at the bra line. This impulse will pass. I'm neutralizing it now. Final tapping place is the top of the head or the crown of the head. I'm back in control now. Then I take a deep breath in and I slowly exhale. That is 1 round of tapping. And then re-rate the intensity of the impulse. You can use this tapping method pre-event mid-event or post-event to plan to stay in control without feeling deprived. Other ways that you can prevent sabotage, especially during an actual event, could be the following. Before the event, let's say you're going to a restaurant, check the menu, decide what you want to get before you go, and pick your anchors. What's my protein? What's my vegetable? And maybe one joy bite of dessert. You can eat a protein-forward snack so that you arrive to the event feeling satisfied and not overly hungry. Or you can do a 30-second mini round of the tapping technique to lower anticipatory stress. When I do this, what I usually tell myself is, even if there are temptations there, I choose to enjoy the people and keep promises to myself. And I just repeat that phrase through the sequence. Mid-event, you can anchor your choices. 1 drink max. I'm going to eat protein first. I'm going to put veggies on the plate. I'm going to have 1 joy bite that I actually savor. I can also mid-event micro pause before ordering. Take a sip of water, take 3 slow breaths. This will clear out that fog or that impulse. I can use discrete fingertip tapping under the table on my thumb and index finger points if an urge spikes. It's quiet and it's effective. Post-event, there are 3 things that I can do to neutralize the sabotage if the event happens. Number 1, name it. I chose the piece of cake on purpose, but I'm still on plan. If guilt pops up, I'm going to do 60 seconds of the tapping technique. Even if I'm worried I overdid it, I'm safe to get back on track now. And then I'm going to nudge forward before I go to bed. That could be something like pre-preparing breakfast, filling my water bottle, or scheduling a quick walk. Now let's be real. Sometimes we'll still slip. Even with the best of intentions or knowing it's an impulsive thought from the old identity, we'll still do it for whatever reason. And that's okay. Again, we're human. The real win is minimizing the episodes of sabotage and in how quickly we recover. Don't let the guilt drag you deeper into the sabotage. Here's how you give yourself grace and you get back on track. And remember, once you reach maintenance, nothing is off limits forever. You'll be able to enjoy all your favorite foods, but on your terms, intentionally, not impulsively. So if sabotage behavior does occur, here is the 3-step post-slip protocol to get back on track. Step 1, name it. Say it out loud, but without shame. I slipped. That's human. I'm back in control now. When you label it, you pull the decision into the light. Emotions like shame or guilt thrive in darkness and say, you blew it, so keep going. Naming it out loud breaks the loop. Step 2, neutralize it with tapping. Again, EFT works here also because it can both neutralize the actual behavior as well as neutralize negative emotions surrounding the behavior. So relive the sabotaging behavior in your mind as you go through the tapping sequence. But now use phrases while you see the behavior, such as, this was the urge, the guilty voice that came with it, I'm letting that go. This is just my old self wanting control. But I'm safe to pause. I can choose the next step. And I'm back in control now. So I'm free from guilt. I'm free from shame. I choose strength and control. Take a deep breath after the tapping sequence and rate any negative emotions around the behavior. They should be low or neutralized. And step 3, nudge forward. Take 1 small intentional action step right now. Not tomorrow, now. This could be something as simple as drinking 16 ounces of water, logging the meal you ate honestly, prepping your next meal, taking a 5-minute walk, brushing your teeth, or setting out your workout clothes for tomorrow. What you're actually doing is using action to rewire the identity, neurologically stating to yourself, I am the person who recovers fast. So let's recap and keep the science simple. Impulse thoughts are dopamine-backed predictions of instant reward, and they are signs of the old identity that wants to remain comfortable. Stress hormones make these predictions louder and your self-control weaker. Lower the stress first, and the impulse volume drops. Your intentional thoughts get through at that point. That's why the rule is calm yourself first, make the choice second. Quick case study to lock it in. One of my clients was actually a pound away from her goal when she was scheduled to go to a birthday dinner with lifelong friends. All the way there, she planned to stay on track, but when she got there, she made a choice to order 1 glass of wine. 1 glass of wine turned into 3, then came part of the cheeseburger bun, and then a whole bunch of fries. So now there's a choice. Path A looks like this. Shame and guilt at the event. I already blew it. all or nothing eating all weekend, and not back on track fully until the Thursday after. That is a 7-day recovery period. Path B is the protocol. Name it. I slipped up. I'm human. I'm back in control now. 90 seconds of tapping in the car on the way home, and 1 nudge when I get home. Big glass of water and a 10-minute walk. Back on plan the very next meal. That's a 3-hour recovery. Same event, 2 paths. The difference is time to recovery. So, now that you understand the protocol before sabotage happens and after a sabotage happens, how do you make this automatic? The way you do that is to practice the recovery reflex daily. You can start with a 2-minute drill. Every day, do 1 tapping round and 1 small nudge, even on the days that you're doing good. Repetition is actually what builds a habit. You can also use an if-then script. If an urge hits, then I tap for 90 seconds and drink water. Also track your time to recovery like a high score. Watch the days of recovery shrink to hours and the hours shrink to minutes. And give yourself grace along the way. You will slip sometimes. That is life. Guilt is optional. Recovery is trained. And when you're in maintenance, you can enjoy any and all the foods you want, but on your terms, intentionally, not impulsively. Remember, self-sabotage isn't a character flaw. It's your old identity plus dopamine and stress trying to keep things familiar. Perfection does not protect you. Recovery speed does. Use the 3-step protocol. Name it, neutralize it with tapping, nudge forward. Choose to go calm first, then make the actual choice second. Repeat it until it's a reflex. Perfection does not make results stick. Recovery does. If this video gave you clarity, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you never miss future trainings. And if you're ready to stop sabotaging yourself and actually fix your metabolism, I'd love to talk with you directly. Right now, you can book a one-on-one online metabolic evaluation with me for just $9.97. In that call, I'll help you uncover what's really keeping your body stuck and outline the exact next steps to move forward. The link for that evaluation is in the description below. Go ahead and grab your spot, and I'll see you on the inside.